I'm Morag Hearn. I'm with AIDS Program South Saskatchewan, and you can call me Morg, which is my nickname, and yes, that's just like where you put dead people. I have a tendency of talking very quickly, so I'm going to try and channel my inner Shatner. Anywho, oh yes, I need one of these. Please bear with me. This is my first time ever presenting anything anywhere, so I've got a nervous breakdown booked for 4:04, so we should be okay. Okay, so this is a view from my office. My office can change daily because this is my office. Most of my work is done going to clients. I have the best view possible, and I don't spend an awful lot of time in my office. This is my actual office. Clients can come and meet me here, but for the most part, I'm outside meeting clients where they want to be met. I've met clients in parks, in hospitals, in their home, wherever they're comfortable. Not all my clients are in the city of Regina. Because we are South Saskatchewan, I'm able to go around the southern part of the province if need be. And the reason I can do that is because of the Jerome Nagel Rick Ranger Wellness Fund, and that's supported by the RSAR in Regina. The LGBT community supports them, and Mitch and China White last year were able to give us $6,700, I believe, which really helps out my budget so that I can help out my clients. So anyways, my office is really, really messy. But it's very homey when you get in there. I share my office with a public health nurse that comes in on Thursday afternoons. She can do point of care testing, and she can help you with pretty much any health related questions. I also can share my office with an addictions counselor that can come in on Tuesday afternoons. So if you have addiction questions, if you need to get into treatment, she's the best one to talk to. And I also share my office occasionally with Brenda from Carmichael Outreach, who is our housing coordinator, and she's fantastic. This is my office, like the whole office, and we run, excuse me, I have to breathe again for a moment. We run a drop-in center. Michelle Barras runs our drop-in center, and she provides coffee, peanut butter and jam, toast. And on Saturdays, she actually makes soups and things like that because we are open Saturday, and she also runs a needle exchange. Beatrice Wallace Little Chief, I am so sorry, Beatrice, I know you're gonna beat on me when I get back to the office, is our new program coordinator, and she runs different programs out of our other space, which is just in front of that car that's sitting there, which is my old vehicle. She has health fairs and things like that is what she does. We also have Tom Yanish, who is our education coordinator, and by the way, he will go anywhere in the province, southern half preferably, to do free education outreach programs. We also have Keitha Kennedy, who does our Voices of the People, and that's a group for injection drug users. We have Dan Lindsay, who does our at-risk group, and that's Thursday nights. We also have our executive director, who is Brian Weens, and he supports us, which is really nice to have someone in charge that's willing to work with clients as well as just stay in the back and doing the administrative stuff. He's actually has a client of his own now, so he knows firsthand what it's like to be in this position. So, what do I do? Most days I'm not sure, but I assist clients getting to their appointments. I meet the clients on their own turf. I get them to any medical appointments, ID. If you're, say, out of town and you need help getting into your infectious disease appointment, I will help you with that. If you need counseling, we're able to provide counseling. I advocate for my clients, whether it's for housing, referrals, home and hospital visits, the nutrition assistance program. We have clients that the infectious disease doctor and the dietitian will decide that they need added supplements. AIDS programs will provide on a short-term basis, ensure so that they can build up their weight, and we'll pay for it until they can get their other funding in place. If they have problems getting their medication because they don't have that $2 for the pharmacy fee, we've paid that as well. Pretty much whatever it takes. I've sat with clients as they've passed. I've had that honor. So I also do palliative care, and it is hard, but it's one of the most worthwhile things I've ever done in my life, to sit with someone as they've continued on to their next leg of their journey. So, do I do this alone? No, not even close. I am so fortunate because I have a team that backs me up. Some of my partners that I get to work closely with is the Infectious Disease Clinic, and that's most of them up there. We work with the nurses at Infectious Disease. We work with the pharmacists, the health region. I work with the dietitian, with public health, social worker, with their nurses. I'm very fortunate because we also team up with 4 Directions, which has nurse practitioners there. I partner with other community organizations such as Katie from SWAP, Brenda from Carmichael Outreach. We work with Ann Hand, the Methadone Clinic. Pretty much I'll work with anybody that you need me to work with. Whatever your issue is, hopefully I'll help you resolve it. Okay, so what do I do? I can remember visiting a client who was really concerned about confidentiality. And I started working with this client because they needed food bank. So I would take food bank to their house, well, to their apartment. And I would have to leave the food bank outside the door. And after a while, we would start having conversations with them on one side of the door and me on the other side of the door, which was kind of odd. But we would sit and talk for about half an hour through the door because they did not want their confidentiality broke. And yeah, there were times that as I was leaving, I was tempted to turn around when I heard the door to see what the person looked like, because you get preconceived ideas of what this person's going to look like. But I didn't, because I was afraid if they saw me do that, that would break the trust that I'd developed, and they may not want to engage anymore. And so when they finally opened the door and invited me in for a cup of tea, I have to admit it was, and they know this because I eventually told them, worst cup of tea I'd ever had in my life. But I felt so welcomed, and I felt like I had done something because I'd gained their trust. So for things like that, I'm extremely grateful. So what I do is I work with my clients to achieve their optimal health. I don't know better than my clients. They know how far they're willing to go, what they're willing to do, and I just try and walk with them, get them to the appointments they need to go to, support them. Yes, I want the best for my clients, and I will tell them that. Your medication is going to help you, but I can't hold them down and shove the medication into them. I can't drag them places, because if I do that, it doesn't work. So I try and be there as they need me. Change, please. So what works for me? Okay, this is just for me. I have to actively listen to my client, not listen to what's going on in my head. I might think I know what you need, but I could be completely off base. So I try and listen to what they need, they feel they need. I try not to be judgmental because that's not my job. I can't judge you. That's, yeah, so I try not to be judgmental. I have to be willing to be very annoying when it comes to advocating for my clients, willing to put myself out there and annoy the bejesus out of like the doctors and the nurses. You know, my client needs this, can you help? No, who can? And I trust me, the people I work with will tell you I can be quite annoying. You need some street smarts because you got to be able to cut through some of the BS. My clients they survived quite nicely before me, and they survived, and they will survive after me. So I have to remember to listen for the truth. You know, basically cut through the BS. And when you've been doing this for a while, you'll understand. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. You probably don't. You might. Okay, I'm going to stop right now. Okay, next. Expect the unexpected. My office is a vehicle, because I do an awful lot of driving, and I have to remember that people do not plan on peeing in your vehicle. Your seats can get washed. They don't plan on getting sick in your vehicle. That too can get washed. Just expect the unexpected, and don't take it personally. When I have a client yelling at me, they're usually not yelling at me, but I'm a safe person to yell at. They're just expressing frustrations a lot of times that they don't feel comfortable expressing to someone else. And they know they can yell at me. I won't take it personally. I might step back from you, but I'm not going to take it personally. And I'm not going to give up on you, you know. You can storm out of my office and call me the next day, and it is what it is. And what helps me is having good personal supports for myself. I couldn't do this in a bubble. I need to have people that I can decompress with. If I get that, like I said, I've sat with clients that have passed, and that's really hard. And it's good to have people in your office or in your support system, in my support system, to talk to be able to unload some of the stuff that's bothering me. Because if I don't, I'm like, la, 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 and I can't help my clients. Humor works for me. When I get nervous, when I get scared, I have a tendency of making jokes. And that helps. That lightens the situation, has a tendency of calming me down. And if I'm calm, my clients can usually pick up on that, and it helps to calm them. Speaking of calming down. Okay, so what does success look like to me? Well, to me, it's my client is adhering to their medication. They're not missing their appointments. To sort of paraphrase another program, my clients will instinctively know how to handle situations that used to baffle them. That's what I'm hoping. That they know that I'm always there for support, but they're able to handle a lot of things on their own. If I continuously save my clients, per se, I'm not helping them, because there may come a day that I'm not able to help them. But if I can help my clients learn how to save themselves, help themselves, then I feel I've succeeded. I don't know how else to describe it. I want to see all my clients succeed, and I'm probably one of the luckiest workers in Saskatchewan because all of my clients are intelligent, smart, and funny. I found that the people with the least are willing to give the most, and those are my clients. For me, they're the best people in the world. even when I want to strangle them some days, I still really actually like them. So I'm extremely lucky that way. So I will end it with a self-portrait. Me on a Monday. Me on a Friday is going blah, 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 blah. But I feel as long as like there's no bodies to hide and I'm not locked in a little padded room, I've had a good week. So thank you.